And welcome everybody to another Mark Bishop show. Interesting guest today, Shawn D. Nelson. He's the founder and CEO of Lovesac and also host of Let Me Save You 25 Years podcast. Interesting, the entrepreneurial journey, it can be a roller coaster of triumphant victories and humbling defeats. It's born from sweat, tears, and relentless determination. Shawn Nelson, he's the founder and CEO of Lovesac, and he launched his business out of his parents' house while he was still a student. He spent decades overcoming obstacles and adversity before finding success in guiding his company through an IPO and recently celebrating its 25th anniversary. What a great job. Welcome, Shawn.
Thank you. Great to be here.
All right. Now, you've launched your podcast series, right, called Let Me Save You 25 Years. This is to offer a glimpse into the lessons that you've learned during your entrepreneurial journey, and you offer advice to future entrepreneurs. Is that right?
That's right. The Lovesac story, believe it or not, has been a saga, and as something that kind of started in my parents' basement as a side hustle through college that never made any money in the beginning, to being listed on NASDAQ and 300 locations around the country, thousands of employees. It's been a wild ride, not just ups, plenty of downs, plenty of mistakes, miracles, and lessons is what I like to say and what I like to share and unpack for people.
Well, that's it must be an incredible story, and it's very exciting. I mean, Lovesac, ladies and gentlemen, it became the fastest growing furniture retailer in the U.S. back in 2013, and again in 2019, and mostly on sales of Shawn's patented invention. I mean, you have a master's degree in strategic design and management, and you're a graduate-level instructor at Parsons, the new school for design in New York City. And this is the big thing, too. You won Richard Branson's The Rebel Billionaire on Fox, and you continue to participate in ongoing TV appearances. Did this help you greatly, do you think, Shawn?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, I was recruited to be on this reality TV show I knew nothing about. It was kind of like The Apprentice, but for entrepreneurs, vying to be Richard Branson's protege. And as it turns out, I won $1 million on TV. I was made president of Virgin Worldwide. And Branson has been a major mentor of mine, and to talk about a lot of the lessons I've learned from Richard in the book. And it's really people like Richard that I get to interview on my podcast, Let Me Save You 25 Years, and go deep with talent like that on these Shawnism topics, you know, Be an insatiable learner, grit is half the game. I unpack just one of these topics with each one of these like high level guests like that. And it's amazing what comes out of them, because it's not just a typical interview kind of podcast. And I've had so much fun, learn so much, and share it with everyone for free. It's really fun to do.
Well, it sounds fascinating. I'm looking forward to tuning in. You get some highbrow guests there, my friend. Half your luck. All right.
Yeah, I mean, we've had.
You know, let's talk about the 25 years. Who's it for then? What's the, who aspires to accomplish something big? Is it aimed at them? Who is really your audience?
Yeah, I like to say anyone with ambition to do anything big will find this book incredibly useful. I've been really honest about the mistakes I made and the lessons I learned through those mistakes, not just sharing my thoughts on it, but also these stories that go with it, make it real. So it's a great book to gift to someone, who you think wants to do something with their life. I think they'll find it motivating. I think they'll find it very candid and useful. And I tried to make it like a playbook. If you can learn from some of my mistakes and avoid a few, you're sure to make your own and learn some of these lessons yourself. But I think I could have built Lovesac to where it is in half the time, honestly, if I had been humble enough to learn from others' mistakes, take on more mentors, read more books like this, and avoid some of the pitfalls myself.
Yeah, I understand, buddy. But the trouble is, you just don't have the time. You're trying to get something off the ground. You're putting 24 and a half hours a day into it. And someone says, why don't you sit down and read some of these? Listen, this book, by the way, folks, is you can get this at ShawnNelson.com, right? That's SHAWN Nelson. I shouldn't leave the D out. ShawnDNelson.com. You can actually read all about it and get hold of it. I'm going to get this book. This is really good. What did I want to ask you? Oh, yeah. The people that you have on it, influencers, notable entrepreneurs, of course, founders, celebrities, and then a couple of athletes, right? But talking about Shaun White and Rob Gronkowski, right through to CEOs and business leaders. It's a heck of a good mix, mate.
Yeah, you know what's been fun is you learn so many things from so many different people, not just entrepreneurs. You know, I've had Sarah Blakely, John Mackey, both billionaires, founder of Whole Foods, John Mackey. I've had Montel Jordan, the pop star from the 90s, Lucas Gage, Hollywood movie star. Believe it or not, each one has a perspective on one of these Shawnisms that really opens your mind and helps you realize that we're all in the same hustle. You know, to your point about, time, that's why I built the podcast. You can listen to it at 2x speed in your car, the audio book. You could read this book in 90 minutes. I purposely condensed it, made it quite succinct for something that's packed with so much information. So I agree, man. There's never enough time. But if we don't, one of the Shawnisms I unpack in there is to be an insatiable learner. And how do it served me well, and I make the time to read books, take down podcasts, and really pull from the best sources, and I hope this is one.
Yeah, well, the thing is, got to be prepared to listen, and that is it. But you're also offering a sneak peek at in the season to featuring open guests, Gary Vaynerchuk and Mark Cuban. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, we continue to have some amazing people on the podcast willing to do it because they know I don't have any advertisers. They know I'm just trying to put out good, information for the world. Even the book, I donate all that proceeds to the Future Business Leaders of America.
Can you name that organization?
Yeah, the Future Business Leaders of America, the FBLA.
FBLA.
Is the organization. And yeah.
That's great. That's good stuff, mate. Well, the book, Let Me Save You 25 Years. It's a good name. I mean, that's a long time to be struggling. So be useful for future entrepreneurs. Guys, if you're listening to this and you think you want to do it, never give up. Never give up. I mean, listen, look at me. I'm an Aussie and American. I'm still battling. Where can our listeners go, though, for more information all about everything? Tell us, Shawn.
Yeah, Lovesac.com, ShawnDNelson.com. Let Me Save You 25 Years on all podcast channels. Check it out and connect with me on social media. I'm Shawn of Lovesac on every social media channel. I DM with friends and fans all the time, and I love connecting that way.
Great. Well, I've got your bio up on my site on markbishopmedia.com under the Mark Bishop Show, and you'll also be on YouTube and so on and social media, but all about you and your photograph and the links as well, my friend, for people to get hold of you. And I wish you all the best in the world with this book because it's a great cause, and I think it'll do a lot of good for a lot of people.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome, Shawn. Nice speaking with you. Bye-bye.